Hello, I talked previously about how you could get a pot or build a pot that's big enough to provide 10,000's worth of income per year for the rest of your life. And it's all based on knowing your number of 4%. And the idea is that you can take 4% out of a pot, keep it going, and you won't deplete the fund. This is based on research that's been done over many years by different organizations. So how do you get there? You've got various options. You can either get money out of the company, in which case it's away from the hands of the creditors in case you get into trouble or difficulty later. You could have a pension where you get tax relief going in and some tax relief coming out for the tax-free cash element. You could have an ISA where you don't get tax relief going in, but you do get tax relief going out. On both of those, you also get tax-free growth in the fund of all taxes. And you've got other options as well, VCTs, EISs, etc., which are riskier, and they also have various tax advantages. However, if you wanted to have your business as your pension, then you'd need to grow your business by a certain amount each year to be able to sell it for an amount that, based on the 4% figure, will enable you to set up an income per year. So just as a rule of thumb, if you wanted a 10,000 income, you'd need a fund of 250,000. If you wanted 40,000, you'd need 1 million. So you'd need to have 1 million for your business. You will get tax relief by selling a business because you get what's called business assets disposal relief, where you only pay 10% capital gains tax. There's various criteria and limits on that as well. Now, if you want to get to that figure, then you need to work out what sort of growth you need each year. If you're growing your business to get to that figure, then first of all, you have to accept that it's risky, because if the market goes against you when you're trying to sell your business, or if you ever get into any sort of trading difficulties, one, creditors can get their hands on your assets. So if you've left them in the company, you know, they're not yours. If you've got them out the company into salary, dividend, pension, then at least you've got the money out to the company for yourself. So there are risks involved. But secondly, you need to know how to go about growing a business that you could sell for those amounts. And the first thing you need to have is systemization in place, because you won't be able to sell a business unless that business can be shown to run when you're not there. And if you want to get to a figure where you grow your business to a significant amount to be able to provide the income you're looking for, there are 8 key strategies which work for virtually any business. You apply them one at a time, and you should be able to at least double your business in a year, 18 months, and go beyond that sort of rate of growth as you go on. But you need to know what they are. If you're interested, just let me know. Now, looking at the sort of rates of increase you're looking for, I worked out using a formula that's quite easy to apply, that if you could grow your fund, if you could invest a regular amount each month and could grow your investments at 5% a year, then over 20 years, you'd need to be putting in 7.5 grand to get to 250,000. Over 30 years, you'd need to be putting in 3,700 a year. And over 40 years, you'd need to be putting in just over 2,000 a year. So the longer you've got to go, obviously, the more feasible it becomes. If you were able to get 7% growth, now this is where we're talking about real growth in excess of inflation. So that's not going to be particularly easy to achieve over an extended period. But let's say you could achieve that rate of growth. Then over 20 years, you'd still need to be putting in 6,000 a year. Over 30 years, it drops to 2,500 a year. And over 40 years, it drops to 1,200 a year. So you can see the longer you've got and the better the rate of growth you get, the more feasible it becomes to build a pot. Now, bear in mind that 250,000 will only provide a pot of 10,000 on a sustainable 4% per annum figure. And that could be subject to tax as well, depending on what sort of investment it is. So you can see the scale of the problem. You can see that if you want to build the money up within your business, you need to know what these 8 key strategies are, and you need to systemize your business. And if you're looking to go other routes, then obviously you need to choose your investments wisely and look at investment risk, etc. So it's a fascinating area, but the two are interlinked. Running a business and growing the business is interlinked with building up a pot for yourself and your family for the future. And the question then is, do you leave the money within the business to grow with the risk that the creditors could get their hands on it if anything goes wrong with the business, and also the risk that you might not be able to sell that business? Or do you get the money out of the business, certainly some of it each year, and put it into your own pot, pension, ISA, whatever? Hope you found that interesting. Thanks very much for watching.